Well guys, the weather's finally managed to clear itself up, so I can finally do a video about the new project. As you can tell, I'm in a car today. I decided a long time ago I was going to be getting a new car, something that's not a piece of shit, like the Peugeot. But anyway, yesterday, well 2 days ago, we went to go and view this car and we decided it was worth the risk. I'll explain why in a minute. And then had to wait until 2 in the morning to wait for the AA to come and pick us up because we couldn't drive the car. And lo and behold, we fixed it up and it seems to be fine. We managed to get away very lucky and grab a bargain at the same time. Like I said, the weather's been really nice today. The weather's finally cleared up, but I didn't do a video today because I've been very busy actually trying to make this car presentable to even show you guys, because it was in a bit of a state when we got it. So anyway, this is what we've got. Got a Z. It's a 300 ZX. It's an automatic. It's the twin turbo model. Surprisingly, it's actually been working reliably. There are some faults, both mechanical and interior wise. One of them has to be this stupid tweed carpet stuff. It's awful. But yeah, we're going to try and swap this out with some leather. We'll get some new leather rear seats and some front seats, and then we'll vinyl the rest of it, because it looks awful. It's disgusting, and when you look at this, and it's all brown and icky. Anyway, well, it even has the Bose sound system, which is quite cool. This is an import as well. This isn't a UK standard. I wanted a UK twin turbo manual, but trying to find that combination in good nick is very hard, and when you do find them, they're fairly expensive. This one I managed to pick up for under £1,000, which is pretty amazing. Oh, I want to turn this down. Anyway, let's get the fob. Woo! All those lights do eventually go out. Yeah, that's the alarm. Anyway, yeah, it's a long wheelbase. It's a 2+2, so it actually has the rear seats. It has a very big rear spoiler, which we're not sure on. We don't know if we want to change it or not, because if we change it, we have to change the boot lid as well, because we've drilled holes to put it in. So what we'll end up probably doing is buying a new boot lid with a different spoiler on and bolting that up to this and respraying it. But the plan is to vinyl wrap this anyway, because as you can tell by that, the paintwork is not very good on this car. It's good in some places, not so good in others. It does need a properly good buff, which we will do soon. Yeah. Considering this car was made in 1990... Oh, sorry guys, I've got to put the strap back on. Ooh, it needs adjusting. Considering this car was made in 1992, making it a year older than me, it's got pretty much everything. Electric mirrors, folding. It's got power and hold button as well for the gearbox, which is cool. We did actually have a little bit of a fault with the auto box. It was slipping and not changing gears properly. Turned out the oil was low. It was perfect when it was sitting, like with the engine off. When it started it, it was too low. Which obviously makes us think that somebody checked it with the engine off when they were doing an oil change on it. So yeah, that's not too good. And it still drove, so they didn't think there was anything wrong. What else is wrong? That don't work, but that's stupidly common. That's come out because the clips are broken. That's common. So many things are common for braking on this car. I think it is. Ugh. I just had dinner, I had a peppercorn in my throat and it's made my throat burn. Anyway, steering wheel needs replacing. I'd probably actually paint it, just get some leather paint and touch it up. Cruise control, no traction control. In a car that's got 280 horsepower, no traction control. Yeah, aircon, which doesn't work. That was a fault when we went to go and view the car. It was very risky. I'm going to show you the outside anyway. It's getting hot and stuffy in here. It's 26 degrees in here apparently. Anyway, get her started up. I would have started it up. I'm running a different size battery on it at the moment, and that didn't work. basically I'm using a battery which isn't the right size because the other one I'm doing Epsom salts to at the moment, making it hold a charge. Ooh. Don't do that. Leave it open. I don't trust this alarm yet. It's the engine, VG30 DETT, twin turbo 3 litre V6. There's been some bodgery here. Must have been a booster leak or something. I don't think that's not an original pipe. This pipe should look like this one with this stuff on it, which is supposed to help with heat soak and the expansion when it's on boost. This is completely standard, not a thing has ever been touched on this performance wise. Some other things haven't been touched when it should have been touched anyway. When we got it, basically there was a water line going to the turbo which had blown and it wouldn't hold water. Obviously the guy who had it would have taken it to a garage and they've said it's engine out because it's very, very hard to get to. From underneath it's very, very hard to get to. It took me almost 6 hours to change a pipe about this big. I say 6 hours, probably more about 4.5 hours to change a bit like that, but I also did some other stuff. We had to check the plugs because it had a misfire. Turns out they put the wrong plugs in and they're gapped wrong, so yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. As you can see, I'm running the wrong sized battery and I'm having to jam shit in to get it to work properly. It's only temporary until I've got the other battery charged up, and then that will go back in and it'll be good again. Ooh, I've never read all that crap before. Oh, I can't read all that crap. Anyway, still got its high cast in there, nothing's been deleted, still got a Series 1 PTU, that's going to get changed for that's a Series 1 PTU, get changed for Series 2. It's now holding water. The air conditioning compressor, if you can see the front of the wheel there, it's turned white, which is where it's got so hot. If I get my hand down there, that's off earlier. Yeah, I can't even turn the pulley, and it's that clunking as when I move it backwards and forwards. What happened is the compressor's seized, the clutch started to slip and it's overheated, and that's why it was a bit of a risk when we bought it, because it wasn't, it was making some really, really bad noises, and it also had a stalling problem. I forgot about that. That turned out to be the plug going to the idle control valve on the back of the plenum. That's because the plug's cracked and it had fallen off. I've put that back on for the minute and wrapped a cable tie around it. So that's that done. So it's all idling good now. There's the paintwork, like I said, it's not amazing. There's scuffs here, you can kind of see. What else is wrong? Cracking here, scratches everywhere, a nice ding here. But the paint's not too bad damaged. If we straighten that out to make it look a bit better, and then buff it up, it should be alright. But we're planning on vinyl wrapping this. That's been cracked and fucked well and truly. That's junk. This is now fixed. It was wobbling around. It's been bashed at one point in its life, and it's the aluminium casting which it pivots on is cracked. These are all peeling, need stripping back and repainting. I've been told I should strip them back and leave them chrome, but I like them black better. It's got removable Targa roofs even. They're all good. They don't leak, and I checked the Targa drains because it's common that the pipes will shrink and pull out the little rubber holders in the firewall, and that will cause all the water which drains into the gutters at the top to leak into the footwells. Yes. Tinted with windows, another dent. What else was there? Oh, this is the spoiler we don't like. It's too big. This camera really makes it look like a bright red. It's really not. It's quite a dark red. Rear lights are all cracked. The centre panel's good though. The other one is even worse than this one. The other one all around here is completely gone. But the rear bumper's good, and it's got a aftermarket exhaust. We don't know what brand it is, but we know it was 700 quid. Side marker on the other side is cracked, but when I buy a new set of these, I'll be illuminating them. Be drilling a hole in it, putting a bulb in it, and wiring up to the rear lights. I might also be getting some Series 2, 99 spec JDM rear lights. So that it has the clear bottom lens and little pinstripes, which just look nice. It's not It's not amazing inside, as I said. It's all the tweed interior, which is gross, to say the least. Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, I was going to start it. Oh. Mobiliser again. There we go. She's happy. Nice. But the candle's on. Oh, I mean dip him, sorry. Looks like the lens needs cleaning. Well, she runs quite smooth, so we're happy with her. Yeah, like I said, she runs quite well. There we go, the idle's slowly dropping down. Base idle does need adjusting, because when it's in gear, it's idling at about 1,000. So you want to get it down to about 750-ish idle. Oh, what? I'm going to get down to about 750 RPM in gear. But yeah, you know, need to find the little surround for the head unit. I changed the head unit today because the old one that was in it was shit. We've got to change the speakers, even if it is the Bose system, just because the they can't handle the wattage that this head unit is. Not that that's going to matter, because the amp in this will get turned off, and I'll be running an amp in the boot, and then changing those speakers, but putting new speakers in the speaker boxes. In like my partner's BMW, and well, any other car that I've worked on, there's no speaker boxes. You just literally screw the speaker into the door, but this actually has a plastic speaker box. Actually, I'm going to show you it in the boot. Oh, is it pull or push? I can't remember. Pull. There we go. Cool. That's a heavy boot lid. Standard, if these don't have a Bose system, it just has a I think it's like a 3x5 or 3x4 inch speaker in there. Basically a miniature 6x9. But what it's got for the Bose system actually has a speaker box with what looks like a 4-inch, it's a normal 4-inch speaker. These really can't handle much bass, or much of the power we're putting through them. All the straps for the Targas, and the Targa bags as well, which is cool. Yeah, I'm gonna put some LEDs in here soon as well. Change that one. I don't like yellow lights, really icky. The speaker covers I do have, we had to wash them, they're filthy. And we'll be steaming the interior tomorrow. But yeah, we're very happy with this. The actual asking price for this car was £1,100, the guy wanted. But after getting there and seeing its other faults, which weren't in the listing, it was actually a Chinese guy who was selling it, and his English wasn't very good, so yeah, anyway. We got it down to £900, which is probably about, say, $1,500 maybe? But yeah, we didn't know what the state of the turbos were, the transmission. We did take it for a quick lap around the block, but yeah, you can't tell when the transmission's cold. Yeah, it's just hard to know. But all turned out good, we're quite happy. We'll see some good videos of this soon. Performance mods and stuff isn't going to be too drastic for the first while that I own this. Probably what will be done is decats and downpipes, divorced downpipes, because the difference that they make apparently is amazing. I've heard this from several people. Also a boost controller and some recirc, some HKS blow-off valves, ones which blow off to atmosphere, not recirculating, and maybe some hard piping, depends. And we'll clean up the intercoolers and put on some washers, intercooler squirters, because if you get the intercoolers wet as the water evaporates, it helps them cool. It's just evaporative cooling, helps them out, stops heat soak. Can't map a standard ECU. You have to put a new EEPROM on it, something that can be reprogrammed, but that's going to be something for a long time. A standard Z, I think at the moment it's running, I can't remember how many PSI it's running at the moment. I'll have to check. At the moment I think it's running probably, I'm not too sure what that's actually measured in. I'm not sure if that's PSI or bar. Hang on, so you guys can't see it. I'm pretty sure it's not PSI, but I think it can be run up to 14 PSI on standard internals and standard ancillaries and all that malarkey. Otherwise you have to uprate head gaskets and pistons and rods. I'll probably be wrong there on the actual PSI and whatnot, but I know it can be run higher without any damage, which would be good. It does have, the other engine faults I forgot to tell you. It does have, at the moment, a bit of a fuel leak in two areas. One is there's two fuel rails which run down each side, instead of having one which has a loop in it or a bend or anything, basically a piece of extra metal to stop fatigue. It just has a piece of rubber pipe. That pipe's gone brittle and is leaking. Only a small amount, but it weeps. That's common. It stank this morning. What else? And the other leak is coming from an injector. We've got a noisy, not working very well injector. I'll probably buy a new set of injectors and have them cleaned and just swap them out. Yes. I might polish a manifold as well. I might buy a new manifold off eBay. You can get like 40 quid. Then polish it and swap it over with this one when I do the injectors, just to add a bit of bling. I've got to take the covers off, check the cam belt, because the only bit of service, we didn't even get any service history or anything with this car. It came with one MOT for this car and then 2 MOTs for a Toyota MR2. So obviously that weren't meant to be in there. But anyway, but there is some service history from Japan. The previous owner actually owned this car since 2004 when he himself imported it from Japan. I dread to think how much he paid for that then, because if you want to import something into the UK you have to pay 22% import tax, and then they put 20% VAT on top of that, which is disgusting. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of cleaning. I've cleaned the easier bits to get to, but I've not gone crazy. The viscous is coming off because it's way too loud. I don't like it. That's going to come off along with this shroud, and I've got a set of Ford Galaxy fans that I'm going to attempt to fit on here. But when I was looking at the radiators on these, I was looking at the NA, the non-turbo rads, and the NA rads are actually bigger than the turbos, because the non-turbos don't have the 2 sets of boost pipes on these sides, so they can fit a bigger rad. So yeah, anyway, it's got standard MAF and air filter, there's no pod filter, no nothing. Completely standard except for the catback exhaust, which I've still got to try and identify. I don't even know what brand it is. But yeah, and if anyone is interested in the tailpipes, they're not pretty. Got a bit of rust on them as well. I think something written on one of the boxes said high flow, but I've never heard of that brand before. And when you're dealing with ZXs, there's not that many manufacturers of parts for these cars. I mean, well, not when it comes to exhausts anyway. There's a few people here or there. I mean, there's HKS, there's I think it's B&B, yeah, Stillin, I think they make some as well. But there's a couple of unbranded eBay ones, which this one doesn't seem to fit that description considering it was £700. It's probably about $1,000. Yeah, $12,000. Sorry, $1,100, not $1,000. It's a bit extreme. Anyway, yeah. Like I said, this is a new project which you guys will be seeing some more of soon, hopefully. And also another interesting fact, which is quite cool. all other cars have their ABS pump in the engine bay near the brake master cylinder. But Nissan, when they decided to build this car, of course they wanted to fit as much power into a small engine bay, they decided to put their ABS pump here. Just under there, so you've got two pipes which have to come all the way back here, and then you have to have all the other pipes going to all the wheels. Which I can only assume means you actually have to bleed them in a different orientation. Normally you bleed furthest from the the driver, so you do, on like a BMW for instance, you do that one, that one, that one, and that one. On this one it's going to be the opposite way around. Well, it's going to be that one, this one, and this one. At least I believe that's how it's going to work. And I need to change this piece of plastic because this isn't an original OEM Nissan part. When they've put the new spoiler on, they've obviously had a hole here because the old spoiler used to cover it up. And yes, this is just a piece of plastic which looks like it's been cut with a Dremel or a saw or something. And then they've just siliconed it in. There's a bit of rust there too. So that's going to have to be taken out, rust treated, and then primed, whatever, and then we'll get a new one put on it. This is going to be vinyl wrapped in white, what we want. But anyway, there's small faults, there's little niggles. I spent most of the day sorting out this and this. Basically, this had a big gap at the back, you can see the wiring, and it wobbled around. And this had a massive gap up here, and it all creaks and everything was a bit nasty in here. Basically what happened, all the plastic behind this dash has all been cracked where people have tried taking it apart without knowing how to take it apart, and they've just been tugging and cracking it all. So I've had to go through, drill dozens and dozens of holes, cable tie them, then super glue them, and it's worked very well. It's all back together now. That one there could do with an adjustment. So anyway, yeah, it's all good. I'm quite happy. And anyone who wants to know, my insurance on this is £2,600, yeah, £2,600, which is probably about $5,000. Or say $4,500. But my insurance on the Peugeot was £3,000. So this is actually cheaper. But that's with me and my partner both insured on it. How long have I made this video? I am thinking way too long. 22 minutes, yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you guys. I've rambled on way too long. So I'll see you guys later.